Greetings, YouTube. I made a promise to my subscribers this week that I would record a series of videos for beginning players. And I have proceeded to follow up that promise with exactly one video in this series. But that ends today. We are doubling the amount of videos that I have posted because I wanted to touch on a really important topic that I talked about a year ago and haven't followed up on. So this is a good time to kind of elevate that discussion, if you will. And that's the kind of champions that users want to target fresh out of the box. So here's what I thought I would do. In this series, I would split up the champions between champions that are really great to fight with unawakened and then champions to get excited about when you get them awakened and in a lot of cases at a high sig. So we're going to split this up into two videos. Today's video is going to be champions that you open unawakened that you can get so excited to rank up and just destroy straight away. And then the champions that you're going to think to yourself, okay, I have like half of a puzzle or maybe even like a third of a puzzle because the second third of the puzzle is getting that champion awakened and then the third or the last third of the puzzle is taking them to as high a sig as possible, hopefully eventually max sig. So for this, I'm always going to go to my 4-star roster and 3-star roster because that is quite frankly what I have the most champions in that are newer. If we went to 5, certainly 6, I would not be able to talk about as many. And I'm going to go through each class, so there's going to be 6 different discussions. Doing it this way allows me to give you a visual component to it, and it also is the case where I don't have to waste a lot of time flipping through things. It may not be the most visually appealing video I create, but at the same time, it's an important one. So we're going to start out with the science class and then just rotate until we get all the way down to the bottom right and or mystic. So I got to tell you, YouTube, Quake is one of those champions that though the learning curve is high, once you master her basic playing style, and I am not an expert Quake player, meaning I can't just destroy every single node, even if it's stun immunity, but for most nodes, I can parry and charge the heavy, and parry and charge the heavy, and just rinse and repeat until the enemy is knocked out. And this is a skill with Quake that does not need to be awakened. So Quake is a champion that there are so many YouTube tutorials out there. Once you open her unawakened, start getting real excited about her. Now, OG Spider-Man is actually a champion that's pretty fun to play unawakened because once you awaken him, he has that random evade that will throw off parries and make you very frustrated. I would put OG Spidey in the fun to play category, but certainly without the ceiling of Quake. Now, Wasp is an interesting choice, but the Thing takes the cake over Wasp. I have seen some incredible 6-star rank 2 unawakened Thing gameplay videos, and certain synergies really make him even more amazing. And then going down to the science class, you have champs like Void that are great max sig awakened, and I'm going to save him for that video certainly. But then MODOK is an underrated champion that out of the box is so much fun to play because once you get parry down, and remember parry means a well-timed block. When they try to hit you, if you block perfectly, it actually reverse stuns or reflects back on the opponent. And all I would do with MODOK was parry, heavy attack, parry, heavy attack, parry, heavy attack. You get some insane incinerate damage. Most people are not immune to incinerate damage, and he's just a lot of fun to play. So MODOK actually gets a vote, even though I'm sure a lot of people will be like, MODOK, there's so many better champions. Well, yeah, but, straight out of the box when you're starting out, you should not shake your head at a MODOK. She-Hulk and Human Torch are also great champions to open, but they are in the midst of kind of a reverse. She-Hulk's going to lose some value at the time of recording this, and Human Torch is going to gain some value, so I'm going to hold off on them. Spidey Gwen, I've seen some great videos of, and she is way better than before, but I don't really use her that much. So unawakened Spidey Gwen, is she a really fun champion to play? Comment below, let me know for those of you who are big Spidey Gwen players. Luke Cage is also amazing, particularly with power control. Does not need to even be awakened to have that ability. Red Hulk is also really fun to play. So Luke Cage and Red Hulk, be excited about that. Miles, I say not as much. And then Yellow Jacket's fine, but not a champion that I would get very excited about compared to the champions we've named. Now, moving on to the skill class. Ronin's fine. Korg, not so much. Blade is in the top category of a champion that both makes the Unawakened and Awakened list, because I almost feel like it's two different champions when you have that consistent counted on region of his Awakened ability. But still, if you just want to cause a lot of damage and have fun with bleeds, particularly once you get deep wounds to at least 3 out of 5 in your mastery setup, he's a blast. Agent Venom's fine, but I'm not going to talk about him in this video. Black Widow, Unawakened, not good. OG Daredevil, not good. Punisher is fine, but not to the category we're talking about. Killmonger and Hawkeye are two champions that Unawakened could still have a ton of fun fighting with. And Killmonger, I can't tell you how many times that I have survived with his Special 2 and the indestructible charges that go along with it. And then, of course, he's a pain to fight on defense. And Hawkeye is one of the most underrated and underappreciated champions in all of Marvel Contest of Champions. Does not need to be awakened to be amazing, and that Special 1 is so incredible. It has so much utility. Gwenpool is also a champion that does not need to be awakened. I do think Gwenpool has taken a little bit of a step back with the meta and how it's evolved in the game, but Gwenpool is still a very, very fun champion. You open a Gwenpool when you're starting out, like if you told me Gwenpool's my first 3-star, first 4-star, I'd say that's fantastic. And then there's champions like OG Black Panther that you can stack the bleeds, and I still really love fighting with OG Black Panther, and so I'm not going to shake my head at him. Does not need to be awakened to be amazing. Massacre, or Massacre as I like to call him, is also a fun champion, though for me, I haven't really utilized him as much as other people have, and so it's just hard for me to comment on his utility unawakened. Aegon needs max sig. We're not talking about him. Nick Fury is going to have great bleed damage either way, but I think he's a champion that really does benefit greatly from being awakened, so we're going to skip that. And then Crossbones is an underrated champ on this list, but I wouldn't put him in the same category as certainly a Blade or even a Gwenpool, and so I'm going to skip him. And the rest, Falcon, Kingpin, Night Thrasher, I don't know a lot about. Sometimes people go, Prof, I can't believe you're not giving Night Thrasher his due. That's fair. I just don't have the knowledge to endorse someone, and I only try to endorse people that I'm used to playing with. Stealth Spidey is the same way, right? Stealth Spidey can be an amazing champion, but I just haven't really used him, and so I do not feel comfortable talking about somebody that I don't have the expertise in. Now let's jump to the mutant class. And by the way, if you want to fight for somebody, please, that's what the comment section is for. Archangel needs to be awakened. We're skipping him. Rogue is a very fun champion to play, even unawakened. Special 1, Special 2 between Power Steel and Health Steel. Iceman is also a champion that is super resourceful. Stuff like the triple immunities does not depend on an awakened ability. X-23, out of the X-23 Wolverine debate, unawakened, I think it's clear X-23 destroys that one. Wolverine at high sig is another story, but that is not for this video. Same with Omega Red. You know, I haven't fought with Sabretooth so much. I know people who swear by him, so that's, again, a comment section opportunity. Havoc is a champion that I have done crazy damage unawakened with the Special 3, and then Awakened's still nice, but he goes in that category of really fun champions to play unawakened. Emma is the same way, and Domino is the same way. Holy cow, Domino is the top of the list of champions unawakened that you're going to have so much fun playing, and if you have Red Hulk, you can get that synergy even better. Storm, not unawakened. Magneto, Bishop, Cyclops. Sunspot, I don't know too much about. Old Man's getting the buff, so we're going to hold off. Same with Colossus, though I can endorse both those as much better than before. Beast, Magneto, and Mr. Sinister on offense still don't really have a lot of experience. As you can see, I haven't even taken him to rank 2 yet as a 4-star. Now, the Cosmic class. I want to point out, first and foremost, that this class is a very fascinating class because 2019 has made it so much better. Hyperion, Cole Obsidian, Captain Marvel movie, all outline my list of champions, along with Venom the Duck, I should say, that are at the top of the cream of the crop without having to be awakened. Now, you do have some champions that I've still enjoyed fighting unawakened. Gamora is one. I have a 6-star unawakened, still fight well with her. And then I'm actually going to throw out Superior Iron Man in the next video for the awakened ability to have fun, but not in this one, right? So, straight away, Venom the Duck, Cole Obsidian. Some people would swear by Medusa, even unawakened, but I feel like most of her value for what I see her in, because she's mainly on defense now, comes from that awakened ability. I'm not saying she can't do great damage awakened, or unawakened, I should say, but just not something I would endorse. Same with Venom. And Angela is a good champion unawakened, but I would not put Angela at this point in the same class as Hyperion, Cole Obsidian, Captain Marvel movie, or even Venom the Duck. We've got Satan herself, Groot, OG Captain Marvel, King Groot, Drax, Black Bolt. All these champions are fine, but at best, just not people I'd get that excited about. I will say that Spider-Man Symbiote gets an honorable mention because just like MODOK, I can't tell you how many fights I won where I learned, okay, I just block, I just parry, and then I do a heavy attack, and I stack those armor breaks, and they last so long. I mean, we are talking about armor breaks that last just the duration that other armor breaks would be so jealous of. So when you factor in that, when you factor in the 187.91 armor rating by 80 seconds, and so many other armor breaks just last a few, it's really unbelievable. Corvus tops the list, though. Why do people say Corvus is so fun to play? Because I didn't get Corvus at first. I'd be like, man, he's overrated. But it's because you want to wait and utilize Corvus when you have a chance to make his missions possible. When you fight, say, a tech champ or a mutant champ or an Avenger, etc. That's when Corvus gets great. With 0 missions, Corvus is definitely not the best champion, but that's why you wait and then use fights to up his missions. All right, we're jumping to the tech class now because we don't want this video to be 20 minutes long. Iron Man Infinity War can be fun, especially for power control Unawakened, but compared to Stark Spidey, it's not even close. Stark Spidey is at the top of the tech list of champions that if you pull Unawakened, you're going to have so much fun playing with them, and no-brainer, rank them up immediately. Ultron is also great, Unawakened. Just benefits with that converting energy damage to regeneration. I had so many great fights over the years with Ultron. Used to be one of my favorite champs, but has fallen off the list a bit. I don't have too much experience playing with Darkhawk. I have been told by people who love him that he does benefit from being awakened pretty much. Agree or disagree in the comments. Sentinel is a champion that does not need to be awakened, especially when attacking, to be great. I would endorse Sentinel. And again, don't have a lot of experience with Warlock yet. Ghost is a champion that is at the top of the list. If you can learn her, and she is probably the highest difficulty champ to learn, she is going to do so much for you on so many BS nodes, even Unawakened. Star-Lord needs the awakening, so we're going to save for him. And Civil Warrior, Hulkbuster, Iron Patriot. There's so much trash in the tech class that we're not going to waste our time talking about. Okay, Ghost Rider is at the top of the list of the final class we're talking about today as a champ that I would highly endorse. I had Ghost Rider Unawakened for a very long time at rank 4, and I still, not just with the Blade synergy, but independently with the regen and the power control, I absolutely love Ghost Rider, one of my favorite champions in the game, and always will be. Symbiote Supreme also is a huge shout out of the champions in this class. Now, if you want to use Symbiote Supreme and you have him as one of your best champions, maybe one of your only good champions, you really want to consider putting a few points into Mystic Dispersion in your mastery setup because he really does benefit from a good Mystic Dispersion mastery build. Otherwise, I want to say, this might be a hot take, it might not be, but most of the champions in this class are not rank up materials. It is the worst class in 2019. It's been so long since we've had a straight banger. Maybe that will change in the next month, but for now, it's been underwhelming. Symbiote Supreme was a very good addition, but even it's almost been a year since we've seen him. Magic also takes my vote for top 3 champion in this class. Does not need to be awakened to be amazing, so consider her Unawakened to take up. Really just Magic, Symbiote Supreme, and Ghost Rider are the champions in this class, talking about Unawakened, that I would fight for to have your rank up. You do have honorable mentions like Morningstar and the Hood and Mephisto even, Guillotine, but in the same class as those 3, not in my book. Dormammu also is a very good option, might even be the 4th best option Unawakened, particularly with power control. Dorm never gets enough credit in my videos, and I need to do a better job of giving him credit, quite frankly. So, we are under 15 minutes. That was my goal, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and say that was a whole lot of information in a small amount of time. We went well over 100 champs, and we didn't even cover champions like Namor, for example, that I don't have yet as 4 stars, but Namor will be covered in the next series in this video, which is, of course, the Awakened versions of this conversation. But until then, we are going to end it and say thanks for watching. I hope this helps, especially beginners, but even if you're not a beginner and you have thoughts on this, please comment below and let me know. And as always, thank you for watching and supporting my Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube channel.